So here we are for the beginning of another WSL season. As you can see behind us, the champions of Europe kicking off today at home to London City Lionesses, and a little bit of fanfare today, very, very deserved. So we're going to see the trophy on the pitch. You can see behind me the queues already for people to have their pictures taken with the Champions League trophy as well. And obviously a little bit of emotion before the game as well, because on the pitch, going to be saying goodbye to an Arsenal legend, Lia Volti, who signed for Juventus this week, and really, really glad that she's going to get that opportunity to come onto the pitch and, you know, really experience everybody's gratitude, particularly because she's a player that doesn't score very often and therefore probably doesn't get those moments with the fans quite as much as she deserves. So it'd be brilliant to give her a good send-off today. And obviously Arsenal looking to start their WSL season with a win against London City Lionesses, who I keep calling them disruptors in the WSL. They've spent nearly £2 million this summer, even bringing in Grace Guerrero on deadline day on what looks like it could end up being a world record transfer. Arsenal broke the world record transfer much earlier in the summer for Olivia Smith, and I think fans will be excited to see what she can bring both today and across this season. But really, really big game, Saturday lunchtime, the only WSL game that's being played today against a newly promoted team who have not come to the WSL to play. They are not going to get relegated this season. They've come to challenge, so it's going to be a really tough game today. So a new season underway here at Emirates Stadium. Some surprises maybe in the selection. I do think we're going to see a lot of rotation in the wide position. So Olivia Smith starting, looks like on the right-hand side with Chloe Kelly on the left. I think we're going to see a lot of rotation in those positions. Victoria Palova preferred to Freedom Ornam in the 10 today. Again, I think we're going to see rotation between those players. But the real surprise is Katie Reid at centre half. I think that's connected to the fact that LCL have a striker called Isabel Goodwin, who's very, very tall, very, very good in the air. So I suspect Katie Reid has been selected to manage that aerial threat. But nevertheless, a big surprise from Renee Slagers. Let's see how we go. So it's 1-0 London City Lionesses here. Concerning start by Arsenal. Just playing with the ball in areas they don't need to play in, not getting the ball forward quickly enough, playing in front of their own penalty area, playing right into London City Lionesses' hands, and their press happened quite a lot so far in the first 15 minutes, just giving the ball away needlessly. They did it again and they conceded a penalty. Katie Reid was left to tackle two LCL players. She got the first tackle right, didn't get the second tackle right. Penalty to LCL, which Kosovore Aslani has converted. And Arsenal need to show a lot more urgency here. It's been a very poor start. 1-0 LCL. So halfway through the first half, still 1-0 to LCL. Does feel like the goal's woken Arsenal up a little bit, and there's a little bit more intent to play the ball in areas where it's going to hurt LCL. I do think Arsenal have got a physical and a pace advantage over the LCL defence, and they really need to try and use it, and not pass the ball between centre-backs all the time and pass the ball between the midfield. That's where LCL are very strong. Don't play in those areas. Feels like Arsenal starting to get that message, but still 1-0 to LCL. And we have an equaliser on her debut. It's Olivia Smith. Big part of the reason, well, a big part of her skill set, and I think a part of the reason that Arsenal bought her to the club and paid that kind of money, is her ability to create things out of nothing, to create her own shots. And Smith, who swapped over to the left wing a few minutes ago, she comes right inside, picks the ball up, turns her player. There's probably a couple of passes on, but she decides to take it on from the edge of the box. Goes right in the top corner. 1-1, Arsenal back in it.
The fourth official indicates a minimum of 3 minutes at a time. 3 minutes.
Arsenal have taken the lead right on half-time. Very, very welcome time to score a goal. Again, like I said earlier, they have kind of seemed to have got the message a little bit more urgency going forward. And it was kind of coming, I think. They had like a couple of chances. Olivia Smith with a volley at the back post. Russo had a header well saved a minute ago, and Russo really good work in the build-up to this goal. Arsenal have LCL penned in. Emily Fox collects a clearance, feeds the ball into Russo, who turns brilliantly in the area, pulls the ball back, and Chloe Kelly just gets her toe onto it into the corner. 2-1 to Arsenal.
At the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal 2, London City
So half-time, Arsenal 2, LCL 1, very, very slow, kind of laggy start from Arsenal. I think they got caught out quite a lot by the London City Lionesses press, and London City Lionesses have some great athletes in that front line like Kostabore Aslani, Nikita Paris, Isabel Goodwin, and Arsenal were just playing with the ball too much in those areas. But I don't know whether there's a little bit of early season rust, and also LCL are just a bit of a mystery at the moment. They've got so many new players, it's difficult to tell how they're going to play, and it just took Arsenal a little while to sort out how to play beyond that press, and they went a goal down, the Kostabore Aslani penalty, but after that they seemed to figure things out a bit. They were getting the ball forward into their threats a bit more, and Olivia Smith brings the game to life with the sort of goal that Arsenal paid £1 million for, a shot out of nothing, just turning her defender, taking the shot on from outside the box. That's exactly the sort of quality that Arsenal were looking for with this player, and then they get 2-1 in the lead just before half-time. Brilliant work by Alessia Russo in the build-up to that goal. I always love the way that she's thinking of taking one touch instead of two, or two instead of three, and she just spins her player and puts the cross in, and very, very good goal. So a better end to the half for Arsenal, but this is by no means over yet. LCL have a lot of talent. They've got talent to bring on from the bench as well. So, so far so good from Arsenal, but it's going to be a testing second half. So second half underway here. LCL have made a personnel change at half-time. Remains to be seen whether there's any kind of tactical tweak behind that. But for me, I think the message for Arsenal is clear. Keep attacking this LCL backline. Keep the ball in those areas. Keep the ball in the areas where LCL don't want it. Because I think there are more games in the more goals in this game for Arsenal if they keep that intensity and that urgency up. But obviously LCL have a lot of talent, and we don't know exactly what they're going to do in the second half, so let's see. So halfway through the second half, still 2-1 to Arsenal. A little bit cat and mouse here. Arsenal having some good possession, some good territory, but at the same time not creating loads and loads. Olivia Smith had a really good shot on her left foot a minute ago, but Arsenal making a double change on the hour. Frida Mornham coming on for Victoria Pelova, and Caitlin Ford coming on for Olivia Smith as well. And obviously we're going to see Arsenal, I think, repeatedly try and use their 5 subs, so I expect that's not the end of the changes. But yeah, still very tense, still on a bit of a knife edge here. I just need to see the goal because I don't really know what happened. Okay, now I know what happened. So Arsenal have the third goal that they really wanted to hopefully clinch this game now. It feels like it's been coming. Some good substitutions, building the pressure. Stina Blackstenius has come on. She's really been stretching that LCL backline, and it's her who scored the third goal. Beth Mead just muscling the LCL left back off the ball, clipping the ball to the back post. And at first I thought Frida Mornham had headed it in, but Stina Blackstenius put it in, and now Frida Mornham has headed it in for 4-1. So there you go. This is very Chris Kamara. So it's another cross from the right wing, and this time Frida Mornham heads it in at the back post. Don't ask me what else happened there.
The fourth official indicates a minimum of 6 minutes at a time. 6 minutes. Short time here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 4, London City Lionesses 1.
So it finished here at Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 4, London City Lionesses 1. A slow start to the game by Arsenal. I don't know whether that was a bit of pre-season rust. There were some questions for Renee before the game on Friday about how difficult it is to prepare to play LCL because they've got so many new players. It's very difficult to read what they're going to do, and I fancy, I'm looking forward to going back and watching it again, because I fancy Arsenal were caught on the hop a little bit by the LCL press in the first 20 minutes, but once they sorted that out, they dominated dominated this game really, and Olivia Smith with the equaliser showing exactly what Arsenal bought her for. Goal out of nothing, just drifting into a central area and taking a shot on one at a time when Arsenal weren't playing particularly well. They get back on level terms, and then they really took hold of the game from there. Chloe Kelly scoring just before half time, and in the second half felt like Arsenal always had control, but while it was still 2-1, it was a little bit tense, but then the substitutes really came and finished the game. Beth Mead coming on, helping herself to 2 assists. Another really impressive cameo from Beth from the bench. Stina Blackstenius comes on and scores. Frida Mornham comes on and scores, and the substitutes really kind of carried through the game plan at the end and really settled this game for Arsenal. But, you know, after a slow start against a good team that a lot of people have got their eyes on this season, this was a dominant performance for Arsenal for 70 minutes or so. Very good opening day win. Finished here Arsenal 4, LCL 1.